it. I wake up every day and somehow the Democrats find a way to completely surprise me. Honestly, I don't understand the common sense in not trying to have this bill passed. First of all, we're going to go to John Fetterman, who completely dismantles his fellow Democrats, or how do I say, goes off on them for opposing the Laken Raleigh Act. And we're going to discuss exactly what that is and why it's so unfortunate. But let's go ahead and check out this clip.
To remind everybody that we have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of migrants here illegally that have convicted of crimes. And why, I don't know why, who wants to defend that, to allow them to remain in our nation? And now if you're here illegally and you're committing crimes and those things, I don't know why anybody thinks that it's controversial that they all need to go.
Do you think that this was one of, if not the biggest issue for this election?
Well, I think if we can't, there's 47 of us in the Senate, and if we can't pull up with 7 votes, if we can't get at least 7 out of 47, and if we can't, then that's the reason why we lost. That's one of them. That's one of why we lost, in part.
Definitely, man. Fortunately, though, the 119th Congress has passed this first bill, the Laken Raleigh Act. And it says the Laken Raleigh Act, sponsored by Rep. Mike Collins, holds the Biden administration accountable for their role in these tragedies through their open border policies, requires detention of illegal aliens who commit theft, and mandates ICE to take them into custody and allow a state to sue the federal government on behalf of the citizens for not enforcing the border laws, particularly in the case of parole. 264 Republicans and Democrats voted for the bill. 159 Democrats voted against this bill. Yes, 159. Look at the picture right here, man. Are we serious? Are you serious? Nays from Democrats. Republicans, every last one of them got, you see that? You don't see not one nay right there. You got the Democrats, 159. After Americans have been losing their lives, and after this young woman lost her life, like, what's wrong with y'all? Not only that, ICE reported tens of thousands of migrants with criminal records, homicide or sexual assault. 425,000 of them have criminal records in total and should be deported. This is all obviously from the U.S. Senator John Fetterman's page right here as a response to Chad Pergham. And it says, I support a secure border. I support a legal path for dreamers. I support the Laken Raleigh Act. Which is, people somehow have this notion that we who talk about deporting illegal migrants don't want, how do I say this, migrants to be here at all. And it's just not the case. We want them to be here, but the proper way, that's it. Yeah, like I said, just the proper way, but let's keep going, man. See what else we got going on. The radical left is going to vote against the Laken Raleigh Act, which they did, with the squad member comparing Laken's brutal murder to kids shoplifting. Wow, y'all watch this. It's unbelievable.
Many of us in Congress are parents. Imagine your child is with a group of kids grabbing an after-school snack at a 7-Eleven, and one of them chooses to just snitch a little candy bar off the shelf. The shop owner calls the police, and all the kids are arrested for shoplifting. If your child is a DACA recipient, someone who has lived here nearly their entire life, they are now subject to mandatory detention under this bill.
You see what these Democrats do? Somebody lost their life, and you over here like, yeah, but, and then on top of that, trying to minimize theft. They take a little candy bar, a little something off the shelf. No, they're stealing. Okay, don't steal. Well, how about that? I'm tired of these people trying to normalize illegal things and trying to make them seem like they're legal. That's so stupid. Somebody said, like clockwork, the same CCP sellout, Pale, who transitioned her own child, is actively against deporting dangerous illegals and who was endorsed by former Democrat Mayor Ed Murray. And it says Murray is embroiled in abuse sexually allegations nationally and in Ireland. So yeah, for anyone wondering how the UK government turned a blind eye to the mass, I'm reading, by the way, mass amount of little girls getting inappropriately touched by migrants, you should look at the US version of 158 House Democrats doing the same. Crime is crime, okay? These people, and it get worse. You got Jamie Raskin right here, one of the 159 Democrats who voted against the Laken Riley Act, lobbied against it by railing about J6 for 90 seconds. Y'all.
We won't be lectured by our colleague that we don't stand up for the American people. The author of this legislation actually yesterday sent out a tweet, social media statement characterizing the January 6th violent assault on this chamber, where 140 officers were wounded, injured, and hospitalized by a rampaging mob this way. On this day in history, 2021, said the gentleman, thousands of peaceful grandmothers gathered in Washington, D.C. to take a self-guided, albeit unauthorized tour of the U.S. Capitol building. I like that touch, albeit unauthorized. Earlier that day, President Trump held a rally where supporters walked to the Capitol to peacefully protest the certification of the 2020 election. During this time, some individuals entered the Capitol, took photos, and explored the building before leaving. Well, isn't that sweet? We see exactly how much faith and confidence they really have in the American criminal justice system and how much they really stand on the side of law enforcement. Yeah, it was just a leisurely stroll by a bunch of peaceful grandmothers on January 6th. And these are the people that now are inviting us to dramatically change the immigration laws without even a hearing as to what it's going to mean in any particular case. I yield 5.
Tell that to the families of the victims in these situations, you piece of... Really, man. He voted against the act, which ensures deportation of criminal aliens. I'm glad that it did pass, but instead of addressing the bill, he shifted the focus to January 6th during the debate. This absolutely reflects the misplaced priorities over our citizen safety. Come on, man. Let's read a few comments, though. Every single one of these anti-American Democrats need to be primaried ASAP. Imagine thinking January 6th is a better argument than protecting citizens from theft, rape, and murder. Raskin is out of touch, as usual. As usual, man. Everybody sitting here with the DOJ right now. I mean, y'all remember the clip of the family when they found out about the death of Laken Riley? Like, if anybody, bro, you cannot not have a heart after these people are heartless.
What's up, Miss Laken? Are you going what? Okay, we'll step over here. Come on, Come here, right? It's not good. I don't want to tell you yes or no because I don't have names. I don't know who anybody is. Yeah, but I do know that this is a pretty serious incident.
That's what they endure.
This makes me think about that conversation that I had in the barbershop when, you know, the guy said that the Democrats are more poised and they uphold more integrity, and the Republicans always just being erratic and vicious, vile, evil, and all this other stuff. But then this picture came across my timeline, right? Well, this was actually what made me think of it. I'm sorry. It says, which picture most American citizens remember? The one that shows 159 Dems voted against making America safer, they should say, or Dems, how do you even say that? Saccharine pontification. Yeah, I don't. Anyhow, when I seen this, I seen the picture of these people and their perception of being just noble and upstanding and having class, and then, you know, without classlessness, right? But the real true story is these people are evil. All right. I know you got some people out here who are good-hearted with good intentions, and it just may be translating horribly, especially in a time where that whole party is just, But for the most part, as a whole, man, after watching the clip like we just watched, no. And then for Joe Biden, it says the House will vote. Well, that was yesterday to ensure the criminals, and we already know how it went. But it says Biden never apologized to Laken's family for allowing the killer into our country, but he did apologize for calling that monster illegal. Look at this, man. This is y'all leader.
Response to her heckling of you, you used the word illegal when talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look, when I spoke about the difference between Trump and me, one of the things I talked about on the border was that the way he talks about vermin, the way he talks about the
undocumented is what he says.
These people polluting the blood. I talked about what I'm not going to do, what I won't do. I'm not going to treat any of these people with.
I'll just say those who oppose common sense legislation like the Laken Riley Act truly does not deserve to be in Congress. Okay, that's clear incompetence right there. But thank God it passed, requiring federal immigration authorities to detain illegal migrants found guilty of theft-related crimes. And yeah, let's get a cool little summary from Fox real quick.
The House has just passed the Laken Riley Act. This was a bill, of course, that was named after the nursing student who was killed by an illegal immigrant while jogging on a trail at the University of Georgia's campus. Let's get to Chad Pergram. He's got the very latest on that for us live from the Hill. Hi, Chad.
Sandra, good afternoon. Well, this is the first legislative action by the Republican House of Representatives. They just passed the Laken Riley Act, as you alluded to. The vote on the House floor, 264 to 159. There were 48 Democrats who voted yes. When they passed this bill in March of last year, there were 37 Democratic yeas, so this goes up a little bit. This bill would mandate detention for illegal immigrants arrested for minor crimes. We do expect this to go to the Senate. There's bipartisan support for this in the Senate. John Fetterman, the Democrat from Pennsylvania, he has signed on to this bill as well. In the past hour or so, we've learned that Gary Peters, the Democratic senator from Michigan, who faces a challenging re-election bid in 2026, he has also signed on to this bill. Now, Republicans, they promised that they would crack down on the border. That was one of their big campaign promises last fall. And they're really trying to dare Democrats here to see if they learn their lesson from 2024. John Thune, the new Senate Majority Leader, he has said that he might have a test vote on this on Friday.
I genuinely have nothing more to say outside of it's time to vote those who voted against this out. Really. I don't believe everyday normal American families would not vote for this. You know what I mean? I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I don't. To vote against this is just wow.